Okay, instrument is equal to rental instruments dot first. Okay, so now I've got instrument. Now what I want to see is whether it is valid. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, so now I know that that's working. What I want to do is I want to get that error message. I want to re-render the rental form with that error. So, funny thing is that this is where it happens in the rental model because we've got that custom writer there. So, somewhere we need a conditional somewhere. I'm trying to figure out exactly where, because the rental is still going to be valid, but the instrument will not. So we don't want to create a new rental if its instrument is invalid. So if we're here, just thinking here, basically if the instrument is not valid, redirect. Okay, so this is actually good because my main concern right here is that I'm creating instruments in two different places, and they're going to need to redirect back to different forms. But when I create the instrument on its own, it doesn't come through here. This is only when it's built as part of a rental. So I'm safe to write some code that basically redirects it back to the new rental. Okay. And we have to make sure that it redirects with the errors. Now there really isn't any way to create an error for a rental itself, so I don't have to worry about rental validations because the only options really are whether you want insurance and whether you want to rent to own. So you can't really mess that up. So I don't have to worry about that. I just have to worry about the instrument's errors. Okay, so let's figure out how to actually do this. I think the best thing is probably to throw a pry in here. Get rid of that other one. Okay. So does build actually create? I'm trying to figure out right now if these where I should put this code. If I should put it up here, if I should put it underneath here. Because if I put it underneath here, that's a lot easier to work with. But I don't want to actually save these things. I want to save this rental in this instrument if it's not valid. So I guess what I need to figure out now, I'll just throw this in here and see if this actually changes rentals and instruments. Okay, cool. So there's just 2 of those and 2 of these. Okay, so we've done that now. Self dot. Okay, that's great. Cool. So that should still be 2. It is, and this should still be 2. And it is. Great. So I'm gonna move this down here underneath build. Now we know that build is only creates doesn't actually create anything, just makes new. I don't know how to verbalize that. Didn't think that would work, but it does. Cool. Let's start actually coding. So good. Lovely. And I guess it's a new rental. It's never not going to be a new rental, so I might as well just be first because there's only going to be 1 instrument there. Valid. Is invalid a thing? I think it is. Lovely. Okay, so I think that is correct. But I want to make sure that I get all the errors in there, not just the first one. Let's just see if we can get 1. Because I think what this ought to do here is just put this in a flash hash so that it's usable later in the next action that we get redirected to. I'm just going to throw this into Pry.